What's going on behind the scenes and off the microphone at the Magic Word podcast? Hear what listeners and guests are saying that isn't on the podcast this week on The Magic Whisper.
Hello, this is Scott Wells for The Magic Whisper. This week I am finishing my week here in sunny Florida, getting ready for the sun to set. It's just been a beautiful week. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But this week we're going to be talking about Mr. Piffles, who passed away this past week. Also filming of the Hollywood Christmas Parade and politics and magic clubs. I'm going to talk about some wonderful holiday trick suggestions, and my birthday is going to be coming up then next week, and I've got some suggestions for you for that. And I want to also tell you about some of the people I visited with while I was here in Florida. Well, to begin with, the first top of the story was that Mr. Piffles, who is the Chihuahua of Piff the Magic Dragon, had died on November the 8th, and he's Piff the Magic Dragon has had him for a long number of years, I think since 2007, I believe, or so, who was a rescue dog, Chihuahua. And there's a very good and touching video that I would suggest if you get a chance to go to YouTube to watch this. But he's been an integral part of Piff the Magic Dragon's show for quite some time, and in the video he talks about the importance of how that he had made that show for him because he was having some problems trying to get his character to hit, but when he had the cute Chihuahua, it took it to a whole different level. Anyhow, he will be missed. I know that man's best friend is just that, and when one dies, we all mourn. So anyhow, sorry to hear that. Thought I would just pass that along. Gabe Blackstone had recently told me about the filming that they're just doing for the Hollywood Christmas Parade. This is an annual event that's been going on for decades. It used to be Gene Autry's Hollywood Parade they did, so that tells you about how long ago that was. This is broadcast on the CW each year. It's something that, because the Masters of Illusion is on the CW, there are a lot of magicians who are going to be in that parade, and some things that were filmed in the studio that are going to be shown during that time. I'm not sure of the air date for that. Once I do, I'll let you know when that's going to be, but I'm guessing it's going to be sometime probably around Thanksgiving. And so that's going to be coming up here very soon. I also just want to mention, I said something about the politics in magic, and there are a lot of things that are going on. For those of you who are listening overseas, you're aware of the elections we recently had, and it has caused a little bit of a rift in some clubs. And there was one particular club that I had heard from. It was kind of interesting, who this gentleman had turned in his resignation. He said that in order to maintain sound mental health and to lower his blood pressure, avoiding any unnecessary contact with Trump supporters in this particular case. And because you're known by the company that you keep, effective immediately, I'm going to be leaving this ring and resigning as a secretary. I also have a friend from overseas who had said that he was going to be coming over this next year for the collectors conference, but since the election is uncomfortable in coming over to the United States for the next 4 years. This is something that I think bears some discussion within our community because I'm sure it's endemic. I mean, if this has happened on a couple of occasions here, there might be other clubs that are experiencing the same kind of a thing. I just am here to let you know my belief is whenever that we get together as magicians, I'm just here to say I think we have more that joins us than there are things that to divide us. And we have more in common that we share, and that is the magic. And we're not there then to talk about politics. We're not talking about religion, sports, or whatever else. We're there to share ideas and tricks and routines and acts and the friendly camaraderie that we all have because we know each other. So I hope that this is not something that permeates our society and starts to break apart some of the clubs, again, here and or abroad, possibly. I just think I understand you can still hold your beliefs on whatever side or wherever you are. I just think it's something that you need to understand there is this situation and recognize it and handle it however you might. But perhaps those of you who are officers in clubs might prepare yourselves for understanding why there are some people who are not going to be attending some of the club meetings because they used to be regular members, but now for whatever reason, they don't feel comfortable. And for those who are attending meetings, please be welcoming and make everyone feel comfortable, as we always have. So this way, I think it's important, again, that we have that commonality that binds us rather than things that cause us to fall apart. So just all up, the bottom line of this, be nice to everybody. Just be nice, be kind, and share magic. That's why we're here. And speaking of sharing magic, I want to share a few ideas that's coming up this year, and that is for some wonderful holiday tricks. These are some kind of cool ideas that I have, Trixie Bond, who is going to be playing Mrs. Claus, and I'm going to be, as you would guess, the jolly old Saint Nick from the North Pole. And so we've got a few things that we're going to be putting into a show that we're going to be doing for a couple of clubs and organizations. And one of the things that she had noticed that was pretty cool was a wrapped gift box. So this way that you've seen the thing where you can pull out different kinds of the spring flowers, where here you can just pull out larger gift boxes that are going to be very large boxes out of a small bag. Another thing is an appearing gingerbread house. As you can see that there's a tray right there, and then you put a cloth over it by reaching and pulling it up, just like a card castle. Up pops a large gingerbread house. It's custom made and hard to find, and very few around, but it's really a pretty cool kind of a new thing new thing to me that I have seen. Also, there is one which is kind of a large hot rod, probably about, 18 inches or so, which is an ornament, a selection of ornaments. So you can see different colors on both sides. They name the color and it'd be red, and now all of a sudden all of the colors of the ornaments that are on this hot rod are all the same color. That's another thing that is, again, stage type of a trick, or something that could be great for a Santa Claus or a holiday type of show. Another one is cards across, using some cards that look like holiday ornaments, speaking of ornaments. And then there was another one in which we have these Santa Claus and a snowman. And depending upon the orientation of them and turning them around, essentially there are two bags, but one in each. And when you take that out, they have transposed places, essentially. And another one I think is really, really cute, and that is a zombie elf on the shelf. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but it has a good idea. The principle being, of course, that the elf on the shelf in the people's homes moves around the house. And so the way he moves is in the dark. And so this way you have to cover him with a cloth, and then you can see him actually getting up from this chair and moving up for someplace else and setting him down. So it's a floating zombie, basically, effect using the elf on a shelf. I just think is a very, very cute idea. Another one is Gustavo Rayleigh has a new thing that is called Santa's pom-pom, which is not the pom-pom you would think, but basically the pom-pom the palm that is on Santa's hat. So essentially, it's a palm that you put in an egg bag. It's like a green egg bag. You turn it inside out a couple times, show kind of an ornamental ugly Christmas sweater on one side, green on the inside. And once you're finished vanishing and appearing this little white palm, then whenever that pops up, you pull that out, inside out, and now you got Santa's hat that you can put on. So that's another cute thing that is available right now. And then finally, there is this torn and restored holiday wrapping paper. You essentially have pieces of paper. You take the paper and start putting them together, and then once you do, there's a magnet there, so whenever you open it up, that it will say Merry Christmas, and it's a very large kind of a wrapping paper type of thing, production at the end. It's really pretty cool. So essentially, again, those are just some ideas that if you're looking for some holidays and Christmas magic to add to your show, whether it's going to be as Santa Claus or just you want to add something for the holidays, those are things to look at that I might recommend, because we're putting them on our show. Mr. and Mrs. Claus recommend them. So we might check that out then too. Next week, as I said, this week I'm in Florida. And by being here in Florida, I've had an opportunity to go to a couple of magic clubs and also hang out with some friends. I've had an opportunity, for an example, I know that I've had breakfast with some of the guys like Joe Dobson and Bob Clace and Jeff Williams. And Jeff came over then, had him over breakfast. You never know when he's going to be popping in then anyhow, like that. Right there. So Jeff was hanging around. And also I had Tom Vorjahan, who was another guy who happened to be around. And I would appreciate, here he is, my executive producer. And so he's been responsible for driving me around to these different places and getting a chance to see all these guys like Michael Trix and Eric Olson and so many other guys. It's just been a lot of fun. So thank all of you magicians in Florida for rolling out the red carpet and being so gracious and very nice. We also had gone to the Zubrick's new Holiday Spectacular show, which, by the way, was fantastic and highly recommended if you get to be anywhere near St. Petersburg. It was just a lot of fun. This coming week is going to be an episode that I know you don't want to miss. And it is kind of a twofer from the standpoint that it is a married couple. Yes, it's Mr. and Mrs. Becker, Fred Becker. So I got Bobby Becker and Fred Becker, and I'm going to play right now just a clip from Fred talking about the importance of comment cards whenever you are working on a cruise ship, if you want to keep your job, and how difficult that is to work on a cruise ship and get those kind of good comments. So let's do a few words here from Fred Becker that you'll hear in total later this week.
Here's the truth about the cruise industry, why it's tough and why it's different than maybe anything else. Every show that you do is graded, which is different than maybe any other type of performance, where you've got the audience gets a report card that they fill out. Sometimes it's general, how did you enjoy the entertainment? Sometimes it's about each individual act. How did you like Scott Wells? And then they have room to write a report if they want to. But they'll have a scale on which to grade you. And you have to maintain a certain level of literal excellence in order to maintain your job. Mm-hmm. And if you slip below that number, you probably won't get hired back. And that's difficult to keep working under those circumstances.
Thank you, Fred. Appreciate that. And now I want to hear the other side also, something from Bobby, changing the subject, having to do, and this is kind of an interesting subject, and that is about having to do with age. As she's getting older, trying to decide, does she need to have another character? Does she need to develop something? She doesn't feel as if that she is misdirection as she used to be. And so now perhaps either should she get off the stage? Should she be involved in the stage at all? Because she likes her life of going home and just kind of coming back and enjoying her house and everything. I'm going to shut up. Just listen to this clip here from Bobby.
I have for a while sort of been trying to get out of the show. I still want to be with my husband and travel with him, but it's a lot of going, and I love my home and I want to be home a lot more. But also, I think you have to figure out your place at a certain age. I don't know what age that is. Everybody ages differently. People age gracefully, but we can't deny age. And there will be a time where I don't feel like the, sort of sexy assistant. But when they stop looking, I mean, not to be, I'm just very self-aware. I'm like, look, they're not looking anymore. I'm clearly not as hot as I once was. Not the misdirection I want, if it happens 2, 3, 4 times, I have to say like, okay, there are things about aging that are just not working. So either I have to shift my character on the stage. For me, the assistant, I think we have to reinvent a little bit.
Well, be sure and tune into that. That's going to be episode number 871 with Fred and Bobby Becker coming here this week. Next week is going to be my birthday on the 21st of November. And at that time, I would suggest, if you are thinking about trying to get something for me, of course, it'd be great if you become a friend of the Magic Word, so this way that you could help support us with your financial pledges or your donation. But one thing that would be a great help is just to remember that we are an Amazon affiliate. We're getting into the holidays. I know everybody's been buying a lot of stuff on there. If you will go to themagicwordpodcast.com, you can then see at the bottom of each page, there is a big banner that will say we're an Amazon affiliate. Click on that and it will open up your account for Amazon, and then whatever you want to buy, then just a few pennies of that then go to us. So it's been a while since I've reminded people of this, so it's been quite a while since we've actually had any kind of donations that have come to us through the affiliate program. So again, if you want to say Merry Christmas or birthday or Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, whatever, in order to help the Magic Word, please do that. One way you can help us also, 5-star ratings. Please give us a 5-star rating. Help by sharing this video and let others join in. Let them find out about this then too. So like, share, and subscribe. And we would appreciate you also dropping us anything that you happen to hear that's a little bit news bits here and there. We'll be back in Texas next week. And then the following week, we won't be having one because it's going to be Thanksgiving in the United States. And so we're going to skip a week as we normally do for that holiday Thursday. So, again, if you've got something, please tell us, and we'll be glad to report your whisper here on The Magic Whisper.
Share the whisper with other magicians and join us next time on The Magic Whisper. The Magic Whisper is a division of the MagicWordPodcast.com.